So I'm Liam Grant. I'm 19 years old and I'm from the United States. Um, Before Adonis School, uh, 5 years ago, I met what is now my girlfriend,
Mhm.
and she was definitely the more masculine figure in the relationship. She was actually the one to uh, approach my parents and ask if she wanted to be, or if I could be her boyfriend.
Mhm.
And she was the one to spearhead and start the relationship. And I was happy that I was actually able to have this relationship with this girl that I really, really liked and was attracted to. I found her very beautiful,
Mhm.
but it was a little weird. I felt off. It wasn't right. It I had always been brought up in a very I've been brought up in a very more traditional family where, you know, my father's the masculine role, he's the provider, my mother's the more feminine, she follows him and takes his guidance. So this wasn't quite what I was expecting and wasn't what I've been brought up with. And it was definitely an odd time.
How did that make you feel in terms of how your family felt with this girl, with the girlfriend that you had being more dominant? How did your friends feel seeing you like this?
My friends actually, interestingly, were encouraging her to
Hmm.
do this, to
Okay.
break the stereotypes
Yeah.
and be the more, they didn't say the more masculine one, but to be the roles reversed, to be the more
Hmm.
dominant one in the relationship. My parents, however, didn't really like that. Like I said before, they're more traditional.
Hmm.
Um, So my parents, about 2 years into the relationship, actively tried to stop us from being together. And we were actually doing long distance at the time. So
Hmm.
she visited me and we were living in Colorado at the time. And they saw us, I guess, kissing one time too many. And they were like, you're done. No
Yeah.
more, no more talking, no more contact. And that was definitely one of the darkest times of my life.
Yeah. I can imagine. It seems like you really liked this girl as well. Like there was a genuine connection because other people,
Yes.
other young men, they would just be like, if it was just like a casual relationship with someone that was just a casual friend, they wouldn't
Mhm.
bother with the hassle, would they? They would just walk away. But when you genuinely connect with someone, you actively want to work to make the relationship better. And I always tell young men that when you find a partner, and if there's something about them that you don't like, it's not the fault of the partner. It's just that one habit. You don't want to change your partner. You just want them to change that one habit. So it's like never give up on the person, basically. So you took action. You mentioned that you believe in religion. You're quite dedicated, devoted to your faith, which is amazing. You liked that book, The Way of the Superior Man. And when you joined Adonis School, you attended Leon's Find Your Purpose calls, which is just to help young men understand the paths that they have in life and which is the best one for them. Talk to me about each of those things. How do they specifically help you in your struggle?
So the Adonis School has served me in a way to synthesize everything that I've learned for the past like close to 2 years now
Mm-hmm.
from listening, watching Hamza. I've done martial arts for a large majority of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I've I've become much more committed to my studies because of Adonis School. I have um I've integrated the lessons and topics talked about in the way of the superior man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just helped everything come together and become much more clear about
Mm-hmm.
exactly what I'm doing and where I'm going.
Brilliant. And when you spoke to Leon, do you remember specifically what you asked him and what he said?
One of the questions I had asked specifically was how I can be stoic
Mm-hmm.
around my girlfriend when her emotions eventually rise and fall without coming across as apathetic
Mm-hmm.
and not really caring about what she's saying or feeling.
And what did he say?
He he actually kind of like struck the ego a little bit and said, well, if you're actually having to worry about being apathetic and not caring, then A, you're not actually being stoic
Mm,
because a stoic person, it just naturally happens. You naturally are attentive um, um, the situation. Or B, you don't actually love your girlfriend as much as you thought you did. And I was like, well, how dare you? Like, so that really impacted me and forced me to take a deeper look inside myself. And I knew I loved my girlfriend very, very much. I cared about her a lot. So
yeah,
obviously it was me who is who had to develop myself more.
beautiful. And so, what exactly did you do? One change, and how did that make your life different afterwards?
The one change was being very clear and specific about where I'm headed in life.
Mm,
Like I said before, I'm one of the minorities in the group where I'm very committed to school, university, and my studies,
mm,
where I'm very committed to uh, becoming a geologist and an astronaut and being one of the first geologists on Mars, which I think I'm born in the perfect time in history to actually make that happen, which I'm
100%.
that just no pun intended takes me over
Yeah,
the moon.
love that. And with your girlfriend, how did you feel taking charge, sometimes telling her no, or you having to make a decision? Did you ever feel nervous, scared, worried that she might react negatively?
It was quite nervous.
Yeah,
Speaking my mind and telling her, you know what? No, I don't want to do that. I want to go do this
yeah,
instead, and we'll have a conversation about what we want to do. And that's quite nervous, especially um, I've never really done that before with anyone else before. And
yeah.
this is the person I've put a lot of trust in and care about and love very, very deeply.
Mm,
And so that being the first person I've ever really not confronted, but
mm,
just like, maybe not, let's not do this,
yeah.
is quite a scary feeling.
And how did she react?
She reacted like a normal person. She didn't like blow up or anything, obviously, which I knew she wouldn't because I knew she was like a genuinely a really good, kind person. And
Yeah,
so she like spoke to me like a person. And I got very lucky in that sense. Like she is truly amazing. Like she is also devoted to her faith. She's not a degenerate. She's not, you know, any of these things that a lot of other guys have to deal with. So I got very lucky in that sense. But yeah, she talked with me with kindness and was like um very accepting of my difference
love that.
differences.
Love that
Mhm.
completely. One question. You mentioned faith quite a
Mhm.
bit. What faith are you specifically?
I'm a Protestant Christian.
Beautiful. You know, it's so, so refreshing to hear a young man who's still a teenager, because you said you were 19, right? Who
18.
is devoted to his faith. Because that's one of the things I feel men nowadays are lacking so much. I have nothing but utmost respect for anyone that follows the faith. I don't care if you're Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, Sikh, it doesn't matter. Because it shows that you value tradition. I feel you don't have to believe in everything. But if
Mhm.
something has been followed for hundreds or if not thousands of years, something so beautiful, you should at least give it a try. And it seems like in your case, your faith, your commitment to improving yourself has really taken your relationship to like a whole new beautiful and meaningful level. And I absolutely love that. I just want to thank you so much, bro, because this has been like one of the best
Thank you.
calls I've done. And I just want to say one
Thank
more
you.
comment. Your voice, like the deepness of your voice, I'm sure you must get this a lot, is so great. And I
Thank
did not
you.
expect you to have that voice. And I think anyone
Thank you.
watching this call will be writing a win for that. So thank you so much. This has been a fantastic conversation.